Hi, my name is Jennifer Kay. I am a counseling psychologist, and welcome back to Safe Space Arena, the channel where we talk about mental health. As you've seen from the title of the video, we are talking about gaslighting from the perspective of how do you know when you're gaslighting yourself. We already have a lot of content around how do you know when somebody else is gaslighting you. And I think it's also important for us to be aware of when we are gaslighting ourselves. And so that's why I'm making this video. I hope it's something that you have been questioning and it's something that you'll find value out of. So gaslighting is psychological manipulation that is practiced by people with the intention of making you doubt your own reality and question your own sanity. And gaslighting can be very damaging to a person's self-esteem and their sense of reality, because it makes you forget, it makes you question everything that you know about everything that is happening around you. And that can be very damaging because you will start second guessing yourself. And when you start second guessing yourself, it means that you're unable to make your own decisions. You don't even trust yourself to make the right decision for you. So that's why gaslighting is very damaging, because it makes you question your own reality. And I think people who practice gaslighting, some of them are aware of what they are doing, others are not aware of what they're doing. And it's important to know, to be more keen, to be more aware of your surroundings, to be more aware of when people are gaslighting you, so that you can protect yourself from people who may have the intention of abusing you in one way or another. So as I've said before, there's already a lot of content around how do you know when somebody is gaslighting you. The first way to know when somebody is gaslighting you is when they insist that you did or said something that you know very well that you did not do or say. They also have this behavior of blaming you for their behavior. People who are gaslighting you will rarely take responsibility for their own emotions, for their own behaviors. They will blame those behaviors on you. So be careful when people do that. The other thing is they might isolate you as from your friends and your family, and they will start telling other people how they are concerned for your well-being, especially your mental state. So they may be telling other people about, I feel so worried for so and so. She keeps forgetting things, about even simple things that you've already said, but you know very well that you've not forgotten anything. So they will use those small, they will plant doubt into other people so that they can use those people as evidence for why you are behaving in certain ways. So these people are the people that will tell you how nobody likes you. They will tell you about nobody likes hanging out with you. But then when they're with those other people, they'll be like, hi, you know, this person, they have a problem. That's why they keep behaving the way they do. So forgive them. You know, they will keep being very sketchy, and they will be taking to corners. These are people who will be busy convincing other people that they are worried about your well-being because they think you have a problem. And then they will isolate you to a point where they don't want you to hang out with these other people, because you will be able to point out patterns where they've been saying things about you that are not true. So watch out for people who do that a lot. It's very important that you are aware when people are manipulating you psychologically. It's very important that you're aware of when people are gaslighting you, because it will save you a lot of heartache. So on to the business of the day, which is how will you know when you are gaslighting yourself. And there are 4 ways that you would know this. It's very simple. I want you to pay attention to this. So the first way, of course, is when you start making excuses for other people's behaviors. So this person, this person does something to you, and you find a way to justify their behavior or to rationalize their behavior, and you don't give them a chance to take responsibility for those behaviors. And these people will do things that are sometimes very damaging, but then you will find a way of convincing yourself and convincing others that their behavior is appropriate to some degree. You'll find an excuse for them. It will be, this person, maybe they were drunk, that's why they did what they did. Or maybe this is, they did this because they were angry. They did this because they weren't thinking straight. But you don't know that. You're just giving excuses for this person's behavior. So you are gaslighting yourself every time you give an excuse for other people's behavior. You don't give them a chance to take responsibility for their behaviors. Look out for that. It's actually quite common. The second way that you will know when you are gaslighting yourself is when you start to invalidate your own feelings. And you might be, let's say for example, you are spending some time with someone and they do or say something, and you feel a type of way about what they have done or said. But then you keep telling yourself, oh wait, maybe I'm overreacting, maybe I'm too sensitive, maybe it's not a big deal, why am I acting like this? But you don't take time to actually feel those feelings and to dig deeper and understand why you're getting those feelings towards whatever they did or said. So when you start to invalidate now your own feelings after somebody has done or said something to you, then you are gaslighting yourself, because you again, you're supporting, you're giving excuses for their behavior, and then you're telling yourself that there's a problem with you for feeling or the way you're feeling towards what they've just said. So it's very important that you are aware of when you are invalidating your own feelings, and ask yourself, where is this coming from? Why do I feel the need to invalidate my own feelings so that this person's behavior can be acceptable to me? Why do I feel I need to make myself feel different so that this person can be present in my life? Because if you don't question your own feelings, if you don't understand why this person and their behavior gives you the kind of feelings that you get, then you'll not be able to address those feelings. You'll not be able to understand where they're coming from. Be keen not to invalidate your own feelings so that you are able to trust your instincts when they come up. Because if you invalidate your feelings long enough, eventually you're going to stop trusting yourself with your own decisions. You're going to stop trusting your gut instincts, because you haven't, every time a feeling has come up, you found a way to squash it and to make it seem irrelevant. So don't invalidate your own feelings, because you're gaslighting your own self. The other way is when you don't trust your own judgment, so you keep second guessing yourself. And I feel like this supports the second point of invalidating your own feelings. Like I said, eventually after you've invalidated your own feelings for a period of time, you're going to start second guessing yourself, because every time that you get a feeling or you get a thought about something, you'll be like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I am overreacting, maybe I am being too sensitive towards this particular thing or towards this particular person. So be keen when you find yourself doubting your own judgment, second guessing yourself, not trusting yourself when you make a decision, not trusting yourself when you feel a particular feeling. Be very keen towards that. Be very aware when it is happening, and then question yourself why you're feeling the way you're feeling, why you are doubting your own judgment, what evidence is there to support you doubting your own judgment. Be very careful that you don't become your own worst enemy. Last but not least, the other thing that you will know when you're gaslighting yourself is when you're living in a world of shoulds, and it's where you're telling yourself, I should not be feeling the way I'm feeling, I should not be thinking the way I'm thinking, I should not be doing this or the other. So you are basically putting limits on yourself to a degree, because then there's a lot you can't do, because you've put yourself in that box of, I should not be doing this or the other. And shoulds are very limiting, especially when it comes to emotions, because then you are trying to tell yourself what you can feel, and emotions are quite difficult to put in a box, because emotions will always come up wherever they want to come up. And what you can do, the best you can do is regulate yourself when you're having whatever kind of emotions that you get. So when you keep telling yourself about what you should or should not do, then you will start becoming ashamed of your reactions, because they are going against the shoulds that you've already put in place for yourself. So be keen on putting such kind of restrictions to yourself, and learn to sit with your emotions when they show up the way they are. It's easier to deal with emotions once you've accepted them than to try to control emotions that you've already put a barrier to by saying, I should not be feeling this way or the other. So be aware of when you're saying I should, and ask yourself where it's coming from, and then address it and take off those barriers. Allow yourself to live a full human experience. It will make things easier for you. It will make your emotional experience easier for you. And wherever you find yourself putting shoulds, also go back and question yourself. Keep reminding yourself that you are a human being and you are learning, and it's totally okay to make mistakes in the process of this learning experience. Those are the 4 things that you should look out for to be aware of when you are gaslighting yourself. And if these sound like things you've done in the past to yourself, don't take this as a time to judge yourself and to beat yourself up for making those kinds of mistakes. It's totally fine. You can always correct them as you go. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you find value out of this content. You can share it with a friend. Remember to subscribe to the channel so that you get more content, and you can also like our video, comment if you have something to say, If you have something to add to the discussion that is useful to everybody else, share. What has been your experience with gaslighting? You can tell us what your experience with gaslighting has been and how you've handled yourself in the past, and how many times you found yourself falling into these pitfalls that I've just mentioned, the four ways of knowing when you're gaslighting yourself. How many times have you found yourself in that situation, and what have you done to get yourself out of it? So thank you so much again for showing up, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one. Bye.